The audience is advised that the following program involves themes which could be disturbing for some viewers.
Australian teenagers targeted by criminals sharing revealing photos. When they respond, that's when the blackmail begins.
Now you've got half an hour until we ruin your life.
The victim has invited a sextortionist into their room. It is not a young girl.
The pressure that was put on him.
It's too late.
How to make these people stop.
Pay me $1,000 just before he took his life.
Now Sarah Greenhalgh tracks these monsters down.
You need to follow those breadcrumbs all the way back.
And this is where it starts.
It's Nigeria.
Have they got guns?
Yeah. Scammers are everywhere in Nigeria. Yes. Driving up the wrong side of the overpass.
The tech giants refuse to do anything about it.
And how responsible do you hold them for your son's death?
100%.
Mark Zuckerberg is, of course, the guy at the very top. We're going to see if he's home.
It's still hard to get our head around.
You know, if he's continuously on his phone, I'm going to take that as a trigger.
And if it all goes completely pear-shaped?
Good evening, welcome to Spotlight. I'm Michael Usher. We try to protect our children and grandchildren any way we can. We lock the doors, care for them when they're sick and teach them online safety. Well, Beck and Anthony Cosgriffs certainly did that with their son Rohan. He was a happy, friendly kid and a mate to all. But what they couldn't protect him from was the most evil of scams. Quietly, in his room, on his phone, Rohan thought he'd found a girl who liked him. It turns out he'd been tricked by a ruthless criminal from Nigeria pretending to be a young girl he thought might like him. What we're going to reveal tonight has left all of us who've watched it absolutely heartbroken. And you'll see how easily any of our kids can fall to this crime called sextortion.
Tell me about your son, Rohan.
Oh, he was just lovely. Very popular. Everyone just found him friendly. He was interested in the world. He was interested in people.
Rohan just slipped and fell onto a pile of scissors. Terrible tragedy.
He was a snuggle bunny from the minute he was a baby.
And very passionate. He had lots of interests. Loved the horses that we have and loved wildlife and loved his footy and his sport and really passionate person. And
He was just beautiful, always ready with a smile. People would say, what a gorgeous, happy baby. That was the happy. That was the main thing, the happy and the smile.
Doing this interview wasn't an easy decision for the Cosgriffs,
There's more tissues down there, Beck, if you need them.
but they know what happened to them could easily happen to other families. Rohan died almost 2 years ago after being randomly targeted and tormented by an international criminal.
So, was he happy in the lead up to July 26?
Yes. Yep. I think part of what was such a shock to everybody that he was just normal, just happy. He'd been happy at school.
yeah, he did. That was a Tuesday. The Saturday he'd been best on ground playing footy, which we didn't actually find out that he was best on ground till afterwards. And we'd had a winner the day before. He was delighted. And he was at school, obviously. We got home from the races. He just came up with the biggest grin on his face. And that was only, you know, the afternoon before, the evening before we lost him. So, yes, he was very happy right up until basically he died.
Ready?
Yeah, let's go down.
Let's go.
How and why Rohan Cosgriff died has brought us to the African country of Nigeria. This chaotic place is the home of a growing and deadly crime called sextortion.
Sextortion is when an individual threatens to reveal sexually explicit information about another individual in demand for monetary compensation not to. Yes. Unfortunately, the victims are usually males between 13 and 17. So you're talking about a younger group of folks that are the victims, that are the targets for the individuals committing the sextortion.
Rohan was one of those victims. After his death, Ballarat police established he'd been targeted on his mobile phone all the way from Nigeria. Former FBI agent Jim Taraska has made fighting sextortion his mission. Here's how the crime works. It starts with a male extortionist pretending to be a girl, messaging a boy on social media. That pretend girl sends naked pictures, then asks the boy to do the same before the blackmail begins.
They do give a picture or a video, and the quote-unquote female on the other end, which is not a sextortionist posing as a female, also sends a picture. So it legitimizes the scenario. That moves very quick. That's literally hours. And in those few hours, the victim has invited a sextortionist into their room. It is not a young girl. And once the victim does that, it's too late. It's too late to turn back. The sextortionist reveals who he is, usually he, and basically says, hey, I want money, I want Bitcoin, I want gift cards, I want something, I want some financial gain. Otherwise, I'm gonna release these pictures to family, friends, put them out online. To many, unfortunately, they see it as the end of their life. My life is over.
The Australian Federal Police believe there could be as many as 3,000 cases of sextortion in our country every month. Young men ashamed and embarrassed. For some, it can also be deadly.
Can you talk me through what happened that day?
Ro came home and he came and said to me, have you had your shower, Dad, so he could have his? I said, yeah, no, you're fine. He said, how was footy training? He said, good. And that, yeah, turned out to be the last time I spoke to him. I didn't know that at the time. Beck went to say goodnight to Ro and came out and said, where's Rohan? And I said, oh, he's in his room. And, she said, well, he wasn't. So I was starting to get a bad feeling, and I checked the stables and everything. He wasn't there. And I thought I'll just go over and check what we call the oval, which is the grassy area where the kids we always played ball games and whatever, and next to the house, and it was dark, so I had a head torch on, and I walked out there and just realised that he'd hanged himself, and obviously just couldn't believe what I was seeing, but that was what was happening. So Beck was inside, so I ran to grab Ro and try and get him down. He was still warm, whatever. I feel like it appeared to have only just happened. And then I'd been calling out to Beck, but obviously she was inside. She just couldn't hear me. So once I had him down, I got the phone out and just called Beck and said what had happened and to get the emergency operator. And so I started doing mouth to mouth, and it was probably not perfect, but it was sort of working. We were getting his chest to raise and everything, and then pumping on his chest. Beck rushed out through the threw the phone down and she had the emergency operator on the phone to talk me through the counting and everything. Yeah, and it's probably 15 minutes, 10 minutes later after that, I'm not sure if the ambulance arrived, but, and they started working on Rohan, but...
No, they worked on him for a long time. And we just sat in the car watching, just waiting until they said that they couldn't get him back. Yeah. It had started raining, and the emergency services, lots of them had left. A few of them were just staying around, but, you know, leaving our grief to us. And so I went inside and I didn't want Ro to be cold. So I just grabbed his doona and we just lay.
We had a pillow as well and just, put the pillow under his head and we just lay down with him in the rain and just patted his hair and told him we loved him. But of course we were just saying, why? Why? What's happened? We don't understand, you know. Yeah. Even from that first minute, it was the fact that we couldn't ask him was just so hard to take and understand. And yeah.
Did he leave a note?
We didn't find out until the next day that he had the police saw it in his room.
It said, I'm sorry, I've made a huge mistake. I love you all so much. And that was the note he left. And obviously we knew it was something had happened, but we didn't know what the huge mistake was. And
no idea what it was.
We knew he loved us all so much. We all loved him so much, but that was all that was left for us. Yeah.
What was that huge mistake the 17-year-old's parents needed to know?
Rohan Cosgriffs' tragic death triggered an investigation starting with Victoria Police. It took 2 months to get access into his phone, revealing the devastating messages linked to social media accounts from Nigeria. Often, when a potential suspect is overseas, these types of cases are then referred to the Australian Federal Police.
So when those reports come in, Helen, and if you have an IP address or a phone number or a bank account detail, does all of that information then automatically get passed on to the Nigerian authorities, for example?
What we do is we package up all relevant information we can that relates to maybe a jurisdiction, and we pass that information on.
But is the main priority in passing that information on to try and locate a perpetrator?
Well, it just depends what the other agency wants to do with that information. The problem for us is we don't have a power to go and arrest individuals in foreign jurisdictions as the Australian Federal Police. So where we need to really assist other agencies around the globe and work together is in the sharing of this type of intelligence.
But if you had it in connection to an Australian case, you would give it to them?
That's right.
But in the case of Rohan Cosgriff, the AFP tells us it never received an official referral from Victoria Police, so didn't investigate beyond initial inquiries.
Victoria Police says there were limited avenues of inquiry to identify suspects, so that's where the investigation into Rohan's death ended. They never passed on any details of the case to Nigerian authorities, and the AFP says it wasn't the agency responsible for doing so.
But the person responsible for Rohan's death is based in this country of 230 million people. We've come to speak to police about the case.
Yes, they're everywhere.
Scammers are everywhere in Nigeria.
Yes.
And a sextortionist.
After a bit of back and forth, the scammer who calls himself Daniel has agreed to meet with us here in Lagos. So we're on our way now to his apartment. I think it's just around the corner.
Given the risks, we're travelling with security.
Okay, just hold on. Just hold on. Stop it.
Hello. So, Ryan, what do you reckon the concerns are here?
You know, if he's continuously on his phone, I'm going to take that as a trigger. Not going to like that. So if that's going to be the case, then we'll exit the building by the staircase.
Up next, Sarah Greenold confronts a sextortionist.
This is so bad, Daniel.
Well, I'm telling the truth.
Faces off with Nigeria's most feared gang.
How have you made all your money?
And later, an unexpected twist in the case of Rohan Cosgriff.
Thanks. Is this a good area?
Yes, excuse.
It's chaos. We've been investigating a deadly crime that targets thousands of Australian teenagers. And this is where it starts. Nigeria.
Lagos is a city known for lawlessness and extreme poverty.
We don't want to be left alone, yeah.
The main road.
Our security says we need to leave the area.
If he doesn't come back with the cop, then we go. Yeah.
Have they got guns?
Yeah. How are we getting out of here, though? Going up the wrong side of the open glass.
I think we should call it out.
Stop. Stop.
Nigeria is a challenging place to visit. It's an even tougher place to live.
Everything is so expensive. We don't have to.
You don't have any jobs?
Everybody is useless. That's the reason why some of us, we are just into fraud, into thief, something like that. But something is not good.
You feel like you have no other option than to go into fraud?
We don't have any option.
Everywhere we go in this city, we hear similar stories. Scamming, we're told, is born from desperation.
Unlike so many other scams, this one doesn't operate out of some sort of centralised call centre. These are individual criminals on their laptops or computers in their homes here in Lagos, targeting boys on the other side of the world. Hello.
To find out more, we arranged to meet a sextortionist. Daniel tells us he's a 21-year-old university student and has been blackmailing people for about a year.
Hey, Daniel. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Sarah.
He explains how he and his colleagues buy hacked Instagram accounts for a few dollars.
What names did you use?
I was using Evelyn Joanne.
Evelyn Joanne.
Yes.
They then use a website called Fake Name Generator to find potential victims.
Yes.
Okay, so you searched for a male name
Yes.
from the United States. It's come up.
Yes.
Richard Richards.
Richard, yes. Where is...
So now you go to Instagram.
Yes.
Where they simply search for that same name and start messaging teenagers who appear in the results.
You send them a message, most of them are going to reply.
Trusting Australian boys tricked into thinking they're talking to a young girl.
You just act as if like you're looking for a relationship. Or maybe just sex chat, because most of them like sex chat.
And what were the pictures that you were using? Where did they come from?
That's from TW Porn Stars. You're going to see many pictures there.
TW Porn Stars?
Yeah.
So you just take all of these?
Maybe you can use this type for your profile picture. But all this one, they are just going to be on your phone in case you want to sex chat with the victim that they are trying to scam.
This is so bad, Daniel.
I'm just explaining for you, I know.
Daniel sends one of those explicit photos stolen from an adult website, encouraging the victim to send a naked photo in return. It's exactly what happened to Rohan Cosgriff.
He hadn't wanted to, and then there was a lot of pressure on him to do it. Eventually, he did send a photo.
Daniel then threatens to distribute those photos to the victim's family and friends unless they pay up.
I asked him for $100 and I will not tell him that if he did not pay the $100, that we are going to post him, that I'm going to post the note. I'll send it to all his family members, all his friends, everybody, you know.
And it was from that point onwards.
I think immediately it turned to pay me $1,000 or I'll send this straight on to everyone in your address book.
Most of them are very, very scared.
How scared?
Like they'll be begging you that please don't post the nude.
The police said that he told them, I'm just 17, I'm a kid, this is illegal. That he did not have the money to pay any of it. And according to the policeman, the pressure that was put on him was immense. And in that, it was within an hour of him first being asked for money, I think.
It was certainly very quickly at the end that the pressure got ramped right up and he was eventually told, you've got half an hour until we ruin your life. And that was, I guess, just before he took his life. He was...
Who does that? People who don't think what the consequence might actually be.
When these people were begging, did you ever think about the fact that they might kill themselves?
Oh, no, I don't think of the fact that they might kill themselves.
So I want you to watch this. You can take it.
Okay.
If you could sit there face to face with one of these people,
Back.
what would you say to them?
I'd show them photos of Ro. I'd tell them about the life he had and the life he wanted, that we expected that he'd have. I'd tell them about the fact that at family gatherings, there's always somebody missing now. And I'd use a lot of choice words, I imagine.
You just heard there what Beck wanted to say to someone like you.
Yeah.
What would you say to her?
I'm just going to apologize and, I will apologize to her that I'm not the one that, made him killed himself. So I'm just going to let her know that I'm sorry, on the person's behalf.
You're not directly responsible for what happened to Rohan, but how do you know that you didn't kill someone?
No, I've never, most of the people that I do collect money from, after they paid ones, they will block me.
So you're confident that no one killed themselves because of you?
No, I'm not confident. I know that they're going to feel bad, so I can't be confident.
Nearly all the sextortion targeting Australian boys is directly linked to a West African cybercriminal group called Yahoo Boys.
Do you know much about the Yahoo Boys?
Yahoo Boys?
Yahoo Boys. Why do you laugh?
Yahoo Boys, they are everywhere. They take this Yahoo as a work.
As work?
Yeah.
Yahoo is their work.
Yeah.
Aged in their 20s, these are the thugs who write the scripts, parade the wealth, and even dabble in black magic to help with successful scams.
Way to do that magic for them. Some, they will do some sacrifice.
Sacrifice?
Yes.
And do some magic to make them be able to get the money from other people?
The money from other people.
Right. And you think it works?
It works for them.
The Yahoo Boys openly share their tactics and tradecraft online, resulting in the alarming rise of sextortion cases and subsequent suicides.
This boy is 23 or 24 years.
23 or 24 years, and you reckon they do Yahoo, they scam. And you're driving past them now and you can't do anything about it?
Oh, they are scamming people, I'm getting money, and nobody is challenging them.
The officers tell us this is where we'll find them. With a $500 cover charge, Bay Rock is one of the hottest nightclubs in Lagos and, according to authorities, a magnet for Yahoo Boys.
How are you? I'm a journalist from Australia. How are most people who can afford to get in here making their money?
Don't know.
What do you do for work? Hello.
What's something?
What's the sort of clientele?
Come on, see. Don't call your friends.
Okay. Are you going into the club? Can I just ask you a question?
What question?
I'm a journalist from Australia. How have you made all your money? And we're very curious as to how people can afford to get into this club.
Okay. You meeting them, you'll be scared. They won't stay, they'll go. Yeah. You understand? You are attacking them. They don't want it. This is Nigeria. Everybody's scared.
Why are they scared of me?
No. Nobody knows who.
Okay.
This is Nigeria.
There's a sense of arrogance here, cashed up and carefree. This country also battles with corruption.
And can you do anything to stop them?
No.
You can't do anything?
I can't do anything because the government did not say anything about it.
Okay, so the government knows what's happening.
They know what is happening.
Up next, a breakthrough.
You can't sit behind a keyboard half a world away and get away with it.
The moment that left Sarah speechless.
How many sextortion cases are you currently investigating from Australia?
And later, Instagram digs in.
Tessa, can we just ask you a few questions?
As more and more children die on their watch.
We're just trying to talk to Mark Zuckerberg.
We're travelling from Lagos to Nigeria's capital, Abuja. As one of the top cyber scam countries in the world, we're told this city is where the criminal investigations take place. We want to find out how much they know about the case involving Australian Rohan Cosgriff. The 17-year-old was pushed to suicide by a scammer based here trying to extort him. There are few people who know how to navigate this country better than former FBI agent Jim Taraska, who was based in Nigeria during his time with the Bureau.
Hey Jim, it's Sarah. We are about to meet with the Nigerian police, Jim, and we'd just love some assistance. What sort of information do you think we should be giving them to try and invest in this case?
So, not unlike many investigations, cyber-related, it's important for any agency to share with the partners the digital evidence.
And once you give them that, Jim, do you think they're taking that seriously?
Well, I do, and so when we come to them with a case, especially a case like this involving death of a teenager, they absolutely take it serious, and they join us hand in hand to conduct the investigation on the ground there.
Yeah, so you're confident the Nigerian police, if we give them the right information, they will want to help?
They will.
In Nigeria, cybercrime investigations are generally run by two agencies, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, or EFCC, and the Nigeria Police Force's National Cybercrime Centre, where the Commissioner has agreed to answer our questions.
How many sextortion cases are you currently investigating from Australia?
Australia, none.
None?
None. Everything passes through my table, so I can stand on authority to tell you that for now, none that we've handled from Australia.
Commissioner, I can tell you that people in your country are killing children in our country.
Well, I don't have that information. You're just telling me.
I do have a case that I would love to give you.
Okay.
And I hope that you will be able to investigate it.
Okay.
His name is Rohan Cosgriff, this boy. He died in Victoria, in Australia, in July 2022 after he was targeted by a sextortionist from Nigeria. So it is surprising and alarming to me that you haven't seen this case because it deserves to be investigated. We've spoken to his parents.
Okay. What I can promise you is that we're going to do justice to this. I've received it and we're going to work on it and then you're going to get, a good result.
Thank you so much for that commitment.
There's a reason former FBI agent Jim Taraska was confident in the ability of the Nigerian authorities. That reason brought me to Marquette, Michigan, in the United States.
Jordan was an amazing young man. He was really fun-loving, hardworking. He had this love for music and was very rarely found without his AirPods. And he was kind to people, and he really was close to his family.
Jennifer DeMay knows the Cosgriffs' pain. In March 2022, her son Jordan was targeted on Instagram by sextortionists pretending to be a female called Danny Roberts. It began with a simple message. Within 2 hours, Jordan was convinced to send an explicit photo. When he did, the friendliness stopped immediately. I have screenshot all your followers. All you've got to do is cooperate with me and I won't expose you. Just pay me right now. They demanded $1,000. He could only send $300.
They kept putting pressure on him. To a teenager, I have to imagine that he was feeling tortured, afraid, embarrassed, panicking, not knowing what to do or how to make these people stop.
Ultimately, Jen, what did he say to them to try to get them to stop?
He actually begged them to stop and asked them, "Why are you doing this to me?" And when it became too much, he said, I'm going to take my own life. And they responded, "Good, do that now or we'll make you do it."
So they encouraged your 17-year-old son to kill himself?
They did. They tortured him and they provoked him to take his own life.
Whilst extortion cases are difficult to solve, they're not impossible. After the death of Jordan DeMay, authorities here in Michigan made it their mission to find the people responsible. What they did and how they did it could and perhaps should be used as a model for solving cases in Australia and around the world.
When Jordan took his life by suicide, I was the head of the FBI in Michigan. The least I could do and our folks could do is be there for them, to say, we are with you, we will work this till we figure out who did it, and we will do whatever we can to bring them to justice, which it's a big promise, but it's one we kept.
Jim and his team worked with Nigerian authorities to track down the people who targeted Jordan on Instagram.
In any cyber case, to trace it back to the perpetrator, you need to follow those breadcrumbs all the way back through a legal process and eventually identified individuals in Nigeria. That was a big step in the case to actually figure out, here's where it's coming from.
It came from Samuel and Samson Ogoshi. They'd bought access to the real Danny Roberts account, which had been hacked. They used it and several other accounts to sextort around 130 young men online.
You can't sit behind a keyboard half a world away and get away with it. We will come after you. We will come after you with everything we have, and we will find you, and we will bring you to justice. So that sets the tone for anybody considering doing that you might have to answer for this. This isn't that easy.
What was the moment like, Jen, when you were told that someone had been arrested over Jordan's death?
It was overwhelming to know that they had someone in custody in Jordan's case, and even more so because they were in a different country, and I wasn't sure that we would ever see that day.
Nigerian authorities arrested the two brothers in January at the request of the United States.
Earlier this month, the Ogoshi brothers both pleaded guilty to conspiring to sexually exploit teenage boys. They now face up to 30 years behind bars in the United States. Tough action in America, but can we have confidence that our police are doing the same?
I think for us it is challenging, obviously, when offenders are located offshore. We do a lot of work in the prevention and awareness space to tackle sextortion. It's important for families, I guess, to know that we're across this issue, we're working on it.
2 alleged sextortionists were arrested in Nigeria in March after the suicide of a teenager from New South Wales who died last year. State police worked with the AFP, FBI and local officers, tracing the men to Lagos, where they'll face justice.
Would you like to see the Australian Federal Police be doing more?
I'd like them to be doing whatever they can do. Yeah.
Just to stop it happening for someone else. Yeah, because to have consequences like this for someone just after a few $100, it's just, yeah, it's still hard to get our head around.
Oh, hi there. We're just trying to talk to Mark Zuckerberg.
Up next, Big Tech's big problem.
And how responsible do you hold them for your son's death?
100%. Why Instagram refuses to do more to catch the scammers and stop the deaths.
Tessa?
Yeah, but they just informed me while I was coming that there's a demolition going on there.
It'll be all right. How many Nigerians rely on used electronics?
A lot. Most especially because of the cost.
Do you have anything from Australia?
Yes.
Okay.
From Australia.
So how much is that selling for at the moment?
This is 300,000.
Okay, so a couple $100.
Yeah.
These used laptops are coming from developed countries, so it's pretty alarming to think that the West is basically supplying these Nigerian cybercriminals with the weapons to target teenage boys.
According to Google's search trends, in Nigeria, on computers like this, the phrase, "how to blackmail someone with pictures," is trending, up 850%.
I fully see it as terrorism.
Terrorism against children.
Yes.
As a state politician in South Carolina, Brandon Guffey has passed a law to jail people guilty of sextortion. His motivation is deeply personal. Brandon's 17-year-old son, Gavin, shot himself on the 27th of July 2022 after also being sextorted on Instagram.
At least 50 parents in my phone that have lost children that have reached out to me. It is earth-shattering. It's not just losing a person, it's losing a person and destroying a family at the same time.
The parents I've spoken to in Australia, Beck and Anthony Cosgriff,
Their son, Rohan, died on the 26th of July, 2022.
Day before. It's, you know, Rohan was just before Gavin, but the woods in Ohio, or the Schaefers in Montana, or the Montgomerys in Mississippi, and they all lost their children. And I often question if I could have come out quicker with my story, would it have made a difference?
Brandon is now suing Instagram's parent company Meta for wrongful death and gross negligence. Adamant they're not doing enough to protect children from online predators.
Do you think Meta takes this seriously?
Not at all. I think the apology that Mark Zuckerberg issued was a half-hearted attempt.
Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
This is why we invest so much, to make sure that no one has to go through the types of things that your families have had to suffer.
It's bullshit.
One of the things that was said from the Senate hearings was that with proper parenting, restrictions weren't really needed for children.
I think with the right supervision and parenting and controls, I think that
made me feel angry and frustrated. There would have been nothing I could have done that evening to change what happened to my son.
And how responsible do you hold them for your son's death?
100%. If you're allowing child pornography to exchange through your servers, which is currently against the law, they have the ability to flag it, but yet they allow this to transfer. And then you've got companies, they're storing it on their servers. If I'm housing cocaine, I can't say, well, it's not mine, I was just holding it on my property. But that's what they're doing with child pornography.
Nigerian police also believe that Meta should do more.
If someone uses social media, you know, to expose nude picture of a victim, yeah. So it's expected that we'll get help from the tech giant, but it doesn't come. Sometimes if you write to them, they don't give you.
Just to clarify, there are cases including deaths where you have gone to the big tech giants and you've requested information and they've just ignored you.
Yes. The cyber criminals are customers to the tech giants, right? The victims are equally customers to the tech giants, so who will you protect?
You'd hope the victims.
The best way would be the social media companies to step up. They're all scared to death of how many people they're going to be eliminating from their profile. Because the person that attacked Gavin, they had multiple profiles. So you take down one, you're not just taking down one, you might be removing 15 accounts per bad actor.
So they're protecting hackers and scammers to keep their numbers up?
Absolutely.
Everyone we've spoken to says that Instagram could and should be doing more. We're heading to San Francisco to ask why they're not.
We wanted to speak with this man. His name is Adam Mosseri. He's the head of Instagram.
We've just received an email from the Meta press office who have politely declined our request for an interview because Adam is travelling at the moment, which is a bit of a cop-out, to be honest. We would happily talk to him on the phone or on Zoom, but that hasn't been given to us as an option.
I do go in there every week and I go through a bunch and I try to learn a bit, help people out if I can, and hear what people are frustrated with, happy with, etc.
Whether he's at home here in San Francisco or travelling overseas, Adam Mosseri often chats with his own Instagram followers as part of a controlled PR exercise to at least appear transparent. But how transparent is he really? I'm going to send him a message. As the head of Instagram, you could prevent these sextortion deaths tomorrow.
So why aren't you? Message sent. Let's see if he replies. Mark Zuckerberg is, of course, the guy at the very top. He is in charge of all of this. We're going to see if he's home. This is it. Hello?
Hi there, how can I help you?
Oh, hi there. It's Sarah Greenhalgh from Spotlight Australia. We're just trying or hoping to talk to Mark Zuckerberg. Hello.
How's it going, ma'am?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Sarah Greenhalgh from Spotlight in Australia. We're just hoping to talk to Mark.
That's not going to happen today.
Okay. Does he ever answer questions?
That's the only advice I can give you is, you know, that's not going to happen today, so.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
He's getting our plate.
Did he just take a photo of you? He's on the radio now in the car. I just don't understand why it's so secretive. It's just the legitimate questions. This is the last resort. We don't want to be doing this. But when they don't answer emails and when they continually say that everyone is unavailable to talk to us, we're really left with no other option.
Our next stop was Meta's global headquarters in Menlo Park, California.
Hi there. We are filming at the moment. We're a TV crew from Australia. We're just hoping to talk to one of the executives or even leave a message for the press office.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No.
Our final hope was Instagram's product manager, Tessa Lyons.
Tessa, can we just ask you a few questions? Tessa, why won't you answer questions?
You can't go inside the property.
That's fine. We won't go inside the property. Don't understand why it's so difficult for anyone to answer a couple of very simple questions.
When we first emailed Meta requesting an interview, it took them a month to get back to us. It took them less than 40 minutes to call after we approached Tessa Lyons.
Want a message? If only they worked as fast when people need their help. The fact that no Meta executive is willing to answer our questions, and more importantly, questions from families, is quite frankly appalling. Children are dying on their watch while they're cashing massive paychecks. Instagram has the expertise and the technology to prevent these deaths from happening and to help authorities find the people behind them. They just don't want to.
Up next,
It's under investigation.
an unexpected email
That's a great result.
and a shock revelation from Daniel the scammer.
Before we left the US, we received an email from the head of Nigeria's cybercrime unit.
Saying the case reference is sextortion. The victim's name's Rohan, age 17, Australian, from Ballarat, Victoria. It's got his date of death and it says it's under investigation. That's a great result.
Confirmation the death of Rohan Cosgriff is now being officially investigated in Nigeria. Action as a result of our questions, not Australian police. Sextortion is the fastest growing crime against children in our country. It's hard to know what will truly change that. Before our interview with Daniel the scammer, we told him about the growing number of suicides. When we met him in Lagos, he claimed that knowledge had made him stop his criminal ways.
So like that got me scared, very scared that I don't want anyone like dead body to be on my head.
So your conscience got the better of you?
Yes.
There will be people watching this who do not believe you.
But I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Most of them are not going to believe. If they like, but me, in my heart, I crossed it already. I won't do that shit anymore, yes. I stopped it already.
So you say you still have friends who are doing this?
Yeah.
Are you telling them to stop?
I do tell like few people. Most of them don't give a fuck. That's what I'm saying. But most, they will not stop it. That's what most of them do say.
So most people don't care?
Most people don't care.
While there's no guarantee Daniel will follow through, I did get the sense that Rohan's death had at least made him stop and think.
His favourite horse, who's on his headstone, won its biggest race a couple of months after we lost him. So that was sort of something we had to do in a way. You know, that sort of became part of it in one way, part of everything that had happened. Yeah.
What did you do when that horse passed the post first?
Oh well, it was very emotional, and yeah, it was a bit overwhelming that day. It really was. Yeah.
Do you think the message needs to be tweaked, Beck, from don't send explicit images to don't do it, but if it happens, it's not the end of the world, we can fix it? Try and take some of that shame away?
Take the shame away, and the reality is so many people now are teenagers who've sent a photo and been extorted or threatened. With the photo being exposed in one way or another, it's not an uncommon thing. People need to know that it can be dealt with, that they're not committing the crime. Someone else is committing a crime against them.
They're the victim.
They're the victim. Rohan was a victim of crime and he's dead because of it.
Is there one thing that you miss the most about your beautiful boy?
His smile. He just had the best smile in the world.
And obviously with the horses, with the stable, every time there's a winner, he's not there. He's not there. You know, he should be there with the biggest smile on his face. He should be there on the end of the phone and
walking in the door, just bouncing in the door. He'd bounce in the door with that smile.
It's so hard to be without him.